Covey's habit 4, think win-win. You can't turn around without stubbing your toe on win-win solutions. Everybody talks that talk. Greetings, I'm Dr. Will, and welcome to Dr. Will's Software Project Leadership channel, where we focus on building real software to solve real problems. We hear a lot about a win-win. It's a buzzword mercilessly deployed by salespeople, who at least pay it lip service. Reality may not be so kind, though. If you've already subscribed to the channel, thank you. I appreciate that. Helps the channel when you do. If you'd like more content like this, then subscribe and hit the bell below to be notified when new content becomes available. There are 6 paradigms according to Covey. Win-win is the first, and that's Covey's gold standard for interpersonal relationships. It's looking for a mutually beneficial solution. It's a problem-solving approach that begins by assuming that there is a mutually beneficial solution and actively searching for it. There must be trust between the parties, otherwise win-lose and lose-win are the two imbalances, and those are when you don't have trust. I win, you lose. That's a competition in a zero-sum environment. Sports, many or most games, politics, and those kinds of things. Those models are the zero-sum, I win, you lose model for competition that we probably learned growing up. There's also the martyr complex, so the lose-win, where I lose and you get to win. So that's where you get walked on. That builds resentment and loathing. And Jordan Peterson talks about that kind of resentment as being seriously toxic, maybe toxic and radioactive. So, completing the earlier thought, otherwise, what if one of the parties is okay with win-lose as long as they win, and the other is just trying for win-win? Can you say J.R. Ewing? Most of you probably don't even know who J.R. Ewing was. So watch old episodes of Dallas. He was the oil executive who was both in the oil business and is about as oily as they got. So anyway, or if the rewards of the win in win-lose is much greater than the maximum reward available in win-win. And it is, of course, duplicitous and dishonest and unethical to pursue win-lose while pretending to be pursuing win-win. But there are those people out in the world, so be careful. Not every time you and the person you're negotiating with are claiming to be pursuing win-win are you both doing so. There's also the lose-lose strategy, if you want to call it that. That is where the desire to punish the other party in the discussion negotiation is more important than one's own outcome. It's cutting off your nose to spite your face. So there's lots of euphemisms for that. This is beyond dysfunctional. What do you call this? Aggressively contrafunctional. So I don't know what you would actually call it. Okay, so there's also win, just win. That's the lack of consideration at all of the other's outcomes. You're oblivious. You don't care. I just want to win. And then finally, there's one that he calls win-win or no deal. That's what he calls it. It's the same as win-win, but mutually agreed to shake hands and walk away if a win-win solution can't be figured out. So remember, we begin with the assumption that a win-win solution is available, can be discovered. In our context of software systems development, we're concerned with building a team culture that fosters a win-win mentality. Intra-team relationships should be built on trust and cooperative in nature. The team or project leader, that would be you, is responsible for creating and sustaining that environment. If you have a team member who is unwilling or unable to work with other team members in that way, then you need to get rid of them, stat. And I don't care how fast they might write code. I paraphrase General Patton when he says, a staff officer with an uncongenial disposition should be relieved irrespective of his other qualities. Inter-team relationships are the responsibility of folks higher up the food chain than you. As a team or project lead, you have to be aware of what kind of environment you're working in. Don't pit your team against others if the culture is win-win. Cooperate. But don't be a Pollyanna either and cooperatively lose in a win-lose environment and doom your team to overwork and burnout. As Covey says, the best choice then depends on reality. The challenge is to read that reality accurately and not translate win-lose or other scripting into every situation, or win-win for that matter, I will add. But then he goes on, most situations, in fact, are part of an interdependent reality, and then win-win is really the only visible, viable alternative of the 5. This channel is dedicated to helping software projects succeed, not just in the short term, but in the long. So if you would like more content like this, then be sure to subscribe, hit the bell to be notified when it becomes available. Also, if you have any questions, go ahead and put them in a comment below and I'll be happy to answer them in a later episode. That's it for me for you for now. You all have a great day and a great week ahead. You be careful out there. I'll be seeing you.